Before you watch this video, I just want to let you know that it contains spoilers. I don't know if it's just me, but Squid Game Season 3 was the final proof that when you overmilk a masterpiece, all you're left with is a mess. I'm not even trying to be dramatic here. This felt like the Game of Thrones finale all over again. When Hwang said this would be the darkest season ever, I didn't realize he meant it literally. Because all it gave us was darkness. No satisfying answers, no emotional resolution, just trauma and confusion. But now that I've seen it, no words. Nothing but disappointment. What I think makes you guys keep watching my content is that I'm honest. If I change my mind, I say it. I used to be unsure about Junhee, but when the evidence built up, I admitted I was wrong. She really cared, and she really gave birth. Still, I call things as I see them, and no matter how much anyone disagrees, I will always say the truth. This ending was a tragedy. I had high hopes. 4 months of speculation, breakdowns, theories, interviews. Netflix did everything to hype this season. The trailers, the press, the endless cast quotes calling it game-changing. And for what? To recycle storylines and kill off everyone that mattered? Can we talk about how they spoiled their own show before it even came out? The trailer literally told us the 5th game was jump rope. And then in episode 10, we see Junhee fracture her ankle. Like, hello? You expect us to feel tension when you've already told us who's going to die next? It ruined what could have been a heartbreaking surprise. Imagine if we didn't know what the next game was. Imagine seeing Junhee limp, barely standing, and then the curtain rises. Jump rope. That would have hit. But no. They robbed us of that moment. And don't get me started on what they did to the characters. Minsu becomes a total addict. Mongi loses his entire mind. Gi-hun spends most of the season doing, basically, nothing. Junhee turns into an explorer with the most drawn-out side quest in Netflix history. 6 episodes just to find the island. And then the reunion with Inho lasts under a minute? After 3 seasons of build-up? That's not payoff, that's an insult. And Daiho, the character we were all dying to understand. They turned his mystery into a throwaway line. I never served in the Marines. I just wanted to be cool. That's it? That's the backstory we waited years for? Even Junhee's death, which should have been the emotional peak of the season, felt predictable. The whole scene was spoiled by earlier episodes. And sure, her death hit emotionally, but only because we loved her, not because of how the show wrote it. There were only a few moments that genuinely shocked me. One was when the grandma killed her own son. That was brutal, unforgettable, but it also left me confused. Was that really the only way? The emotional weight was there, but it still felt off. Then came the final vote. The VIPs made Junhee's baby a player. That was just cruel. And when Gi-hun carried that baby through the jump rope game, tied her to his chest and jumped with her, I actually felt something. That was a powerful moment. He did everything to protect her. And when Junhee told him not to come back and jumped herself, it was heartbreaking. Player 222, gone. And then the finale. It made absolutely no sense how many side characters made it to the end. Half of them had 0 lines all season, yet somehow they're the last ones standing. Meanwhile, all the actual fan favorites died in episode 10. The final game? Just like season 1's finale, but worse. A vest, a knife, a betrayal, all recycled. Mongi becoming this season's Sang-woo was the most predictable plot twist ever. Even the choreography of the fight felt copy-pasted. 0 originality. The most painful part, Gi-hun has a choice. He could win. VIPs are cheering. The button's there. But instead, he places the baby down, turns around and says, "We are not horses. We are humans. And humans are..." before jumping to his death. It was meant to be symbolic. The idea that he broke the cycle, that he sacrificed himself so the baby could live. And okay, sure, that message landed. But the build-up wasn't enough. It felt more like Netflix needed a shocking ending than a meaningful one. The biggest sin of all was wasting all the good characters. They built up Hyunwoo, Namu, Guimja, Yang-sik. All of them had stories we actually cared about, and they were thrown away, replaced by faceless extras and rushed deaths. There was so much potential for a final game filled with characters we actually knew. Instead, we got a bloodbath of strangers. There were a few highlights. Player 039 choosing to end his life to spite Mei? That was iconic. That moment had weight. And Choi Woo? Total MVP. The one character who actually made me feel something. And No Ula, who saw Gi-hun's sacrifice and found hope again. That was a powerful final beat. But those are rare wins in a sea of wasted storylines. And then the ending. The American spin-off teaser. Of course, it didn't feel like a conclusion. It felt like an ad. A setup for a new cash grab. Even the title screen felt like a commercial. All in all, this season was bloated, overstuffed, and undercooked. They stretched a 10-episode story across 13 episodes and still managed to leave everything rushed. And that's saying a lot. I'll definitely make more videos going deeper into the betrayals, the games, the character arcs that got ruined, and all the things we missed. But for now, I had to get this off my chest. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Did it hit for you? Or was this the biggest letdown of the year? Because honestly, I still can't believe how it ended.